death pool and pay back his debt to a dangerous criminal.
Save him! Aren't you a lifeguard?
No, I just play one on TV.
And while celebrity assassination schemes might not be a typical source of humor, the trailer makes it clear that this half-baked plan will be pretty hilarious, with Hasselhoff himself even making a slow-mo cameo for old time's sake.
Why is he running in slow motion?
Conjuring, the Witch's Doll. Despite the similar title, Conjuring the Witch's Doll is not actually a spin-off of the popular horror series The Conjuring. Rather, it tells the story of the doll that inspired the whole story of Annabelle. The trailer for the film is all cheese, but it's still not for the faint of heart. A mix of camp and horror that adds up to a surprisingly terrifying, albeit ridiculous ride. The Layover. Films about women fighting over men might be a dime a dozen, but there's something promising about this pick, which features best friends en route to an interrupted vacation to Florida and brought to blows over a cute guy. The trailer alone provided some humorous moments that proved this airport set comedy might have what it takes to lift off.
Oh, cute Sue. I'll see you by the pool.
Goon, Last of the Enforcers. Doug the Thug is back in the new trailer for Goon, Last of the Enforcers, which will feature its central hockey hero dealing with an injury sustained from a violent confrontation. He'll have to relearn how to fight with his left hand and get used to the idea of becoming a dad. The Goon movies may never be highbrow comedy, but the Last of the Enforcers trailer shows that it definitely knows how to land a laugh punch. Its teaser trailer broke records with over 200 million views in 2 days, thanks to a quick, terrifying glimpse at the film's new take on Pennywise the Clown. But that was nothing compared to the creep factor packed into the full trailer for the new take on Stephen King's spine-tingling story. The trailer begins with fun imagery of children playing and quickly devolves into a full-on nightmare for its band of kids forced to face their fears to defeat the supernatural serial murderer. Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Kingsman: The Secret Service was a surprise smash, and it looks like the sequel is on track to be just as awesome. The trailer for The Golden Circle presents a creepy new look at the villain Poppy, who appears to have some drone-related plans for New York City. But the real takeaway from the trailer is a hilarious culture clashing between the Kingsmen and their American counterparts, the Statesmen, as the two groups team up to stop Poppy from destroying their UK headquarters. The Lego Ninjago Movie. The Lego Movie pulled off the seemingly impossible feat of creating a heartwarming children's film based off what could have been a crassly commercial idea. And the Lego Batman movie somehow managed to build from that success with a hilarious send-up of superhero movies. Now it's time for a third round of Lego Mania, with the Lego Ninjago Movie featuring the voice of Jackie Chan as Master Wu, a wisecracking kung fu master tasked with training 6 teenage warriors, led by the green ninja named Lloyd. The group must defeat the evil warlord Garmadon, the worst guy ever who just happens to be Lloyd's dad.
Hello, Dad. Lloyd?
Blade Runner 2049. The newest trailer for Blade Runner 2049 is a visual feast, full of dazzling glimpses at the colorful, technologically advanced landscape of the film. The sequel will take place 30 years after the events of Ridley Scott's original film, and will feature Ryan Gosling as Officer K, a new Blade Runner who unearths a long-buried secret that leads him to Harrison Ford's Rick Deckard, who's been in hiding since the events of the first movie. The new trailer also gives more of a look at Jared Leto's Neander Wallace, introducing just enough to get viewers excited for the film without making too many reveals about the final product.
The future of the species is finally unearthed.
The Snowman. You'll never feel safe in the snow again after watching the creepy trailer for the Michael Fassbender thriller The Snowman. Fassbender stars as Detective Harry Hull, tasked with hunting down the elusive Snowman killer, who leaves snowmen as a way to mark his victims. As Hull gets closer, the killer starts to take a personal interest in his life, leading to terrifying consequences.
You could have saved them.
No?
Gave you all the clues.
Talk about a movie that'll give you the chills. Geostorm. Starring Gerard Butler, Geostorm will follow Jake, a climate scientist who's responsible for a satellite launch, meant to protect humans from climate change. But when the satellite is hacked by an unknown party and wild weather is unleashed on the world, Jake is the Earth's only hope. But that's not the only ridiculous thing going on. At the same time, his younger brother Max is back on the ground, teaming up with a Secret Service agent to help save the president from an assassination plot. It might sound ridiculous, but it looks pretty fun. Only the Brave. Firefighter dramas have come and gone before, but Only the Brave highlights the true story of the firefighters who battled the 2013 Yarnell Hill wildfire in Arizona. With James Brolin and Miles Teller in the lead roles, this film looks to offer some sincere portrayals of the characters' desperation and dedication to beat the odds. With an incredible true story to tell and a stellar supporting cast that includes Jeff Bridges and Jennifer Connelly, we're betting Only the Brave will ultimately be burned into viewers' memories. Wonderstruck. Time travel movies may be common enough, but Wonderstruck's first trailer shows that it's trying something new. The movie follows two younger children, one in 1927 and one in 1977, who go on parallel journeys to find what they see as missing in their lives. Director Todd Haynes uses black and white visuals for the 1927 scenes, while the 1977 pieces are shown in full color, and the visual dynamism of the trailer alone is probably stunning enough to secure tons of ticket sales. Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. Audiences will get to see a very different side of Wonder Woman in Professor Marston and the Wonder Women. The film stars Luke Evans as William Moulton Marston, the psychologist and inventor credited with creating Diana Prince in 1941. Marston led a life crazier than your average superhero, spending his time living with both his wife and one of his former students. The trio's complicated and intertwined relationships are made even more twisty by the way in which Marston's comics, which he published under a pseudonym, were received by the public. Suburbicon. Delving into the dark side of a small-town America has become such a common storyline for the entertainment industry that it's lost its subversive power. But the first trailer for Suburbicon looks like it might just be enough to bring it back. The film, directed by George Clooney, stars Matt Damon as a man who must deal with the advances of a loan shark in his 1950s-era small town, with deadly consequences.
Nothing like this ever happened here.
This is a safe place. It was.
Thor Ragnarok. Director Taika Waititi has been implying for a while now that Thor Ragnarok will introduce a whole new adventure for Thor, and the full trailer for the film certainly supports that assertion. In the preview, which first dropped at Comic-Con, the title hero is shown as something of a wisecracker and highlights his relationship with Bruce Banner in both human and hulky form. Plus, the first glimpses at Cate Blanchett's goddess of death Hela prove she'll be a formidable foe indeed.
Asgard is dead.
It's clear that with a new haircut and witty banter, Thor Ragnarok is gonna bring the hammer down for sure. Justice League. Fans got to see a lot more of Justice League at San Diego Comic-Con than they planned, with DC gifting the world with a 4-minute glimpse of their biggest heroes. While much of the talk surrounding Justice League has had to do with rumored reshoots, the new trailer should dispel any rumors of the film being in trouble. The trailer welcomes back its main heroes, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and The Flash to name a few. But there are also some terrifying new glimpses at the villain of the day, Steppenwolf. The trailer definitely doesn't skimp on the action, but it's the heart and humor that really make the team come together.
Relax, Alfred. I'll take it from here.
Do I know you?
Darkest Hour. Gary Oldman is Winston Churchill in his first look at Darkest Hour, which will feature the legendary actor embodying the politician during a crucial moment in the fight against Adolf Hitler during World War II. The trailer begins by showing Churchill being invited to become the Prime Minister, despite the fact that he isn't the first choice of either party. However, it quickly picks up from there, with Churchill immediately faced with a long history-changing crisis that results in him quickly turning into the legendary leader he would later be known as. Gary Oldman is one of those actors whose lack of Oscar wins tends to surprise people, but maybe this movie will earn him some long overdue distinction.
We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be.
My Friend Dahmer. The first look at the upcoming serial killer biopic My Friend Dahmer is guaranteed to give you chills. The movie stars former Disney star Ross Lynch as a teenage version of Jeffrey Dahmer, before he became one of the country's most notorious serial killers. Lynch couldn't be further from his roots in the role as the young and odd Jeffrey, but he does a great job selling his take on the infamous murderer. The trailer quickly and expertly sets up the young Dahmer's differences from his classmates, and leaves us ready to explore more about how and why this boy became such a vicious murderer. The Disaster Artist. The Room is widely regarded as the worst movie of all time, so it might seem a little meta that Hollywood would make a movie about it. But from the first trailer for The Disaster Artist, it looks like James Franco has finally found his calling by starring as Tommy Wiseau, the man behind the critically maligned movie.
I did not hit her, Okay, wine.
The Room may be one of the worst movies ever made, but The Disaster Artist seems like it's on the other end of the spectrum. The Shape of Water. Guillermo del Toro's newest creature is here in the first trailer for The Shape of Water, an otherworldly fairy tale following a mute woman working in a high-security government facility in Cold War-era America. When she discovers a secret classified government experiment, she begins to bond with the creature, despite the opposition of her superiors. The trailer fully utilizes del Toro's amazing visual talents, pulling in viewers with gorgeous shots and impressive special effects, but it really stands out because of the deep and engaging storyline. Bright. Netflix is getting ambitious with their film and television projects, perhaps none more than Bright. The movie reunites Suicide Squad director David Ayer with Will Smith, with the star playing a cop in an imaginary version of Los Angeles in which magic and fairy tale creatures exist and are known to the world. Daryl is paired up with the first orc on the Force, but that's the least of his problems. With the introduction of elves and magic wands and citywide chaos, Bright is poised to be weird in the best way. Proud Mary. Taraji P. Henson as a badass assassin isn't a tough sell, and the first trailer for her upcoming action flick Proud Mary delivers. In the film, the Empire star plays Mary, a hit woman working for an organized crime family in Boston. When she meets a young boy during a hit gone bad, her life changes forever. Cookie Lion may be fierce, but it looks like Proud Mary is downright lethal. A Wrinkle in Time. Anna DuVernay's live-action take on Madeleine L'Engle's A Wrinkle in Time is going to be nothing short of epic, if the film's trailer is any indication. The sci-fi adaptation jumps right into the novel's most bizarre moments without sacrificing a bit of the story's weirdness. And it works. The dazzling visuals should be enough to bring in any viewer, and the similarities to what they saw on the page are an even bigger draw for those who have read the novel. A Wrinkle in Time may have previously been thought to be unadaptable, but DuVernay quickly and expertly proved the haters wrong. Ready Player One. Steven Spielberg's video game adventure Ready Player One is set in a dystopian future in which a young teen immerses himself in a virtual reality world as a way of escaping his tough everyday life. The oasis where he hangs out boasts gobs of pop culture touchstones, from the Iron Giant to Back to the Future to Freddy Krueger, and many more nostalgic properties. The movie might not be completely centered on familiar characters like these, but it does serve as a comfortable backdrop for the futuristic action to come. Borg McEnroe. The 1980 Wimbledon Championship featured one of the greatest tennis matchups of all time, and this movie intends to remind everyone of the drama surrounding the Borg-McEnroe showcase.
The ball's on the line!
Regarded as the perfect rivalry of fire and ice, John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg had such differing personalities that their place together in sports history is still a thrill to